talk to us about the whole gathering and what sparked the entire gathering.
Okay, what sparked the whole entire gathering is, okay, so today we are here in Dataran Merdeka because we want to make sure that our government understands that animal welfare is very important to the society of Malaysia. Whether or not you are an animal lover, it really doesn't matter because we're talking about humanity against animal cruelty. At the very least, you tak suka anjing ke kucing pun tak apa, tapi ciri-ciri peri kemanusiaan ni based on the frequency, based on the brutality of recent cases, it is very painful for us as a society to accept that there are no perpetrators that are taken to jail. Because right now, Execute Awa's main call to action is for the government to ensure that they understand animal cruelty is punishable by law. And they must execute the law and execute Awa, which is to call upon punishment on perpetrators of animal abuse and cruelty. And of course, we also eventually want to, over time, reform as well because there's always room for improvement. But we are condemning the recent Negeri Sembilan's state for catching and killing all strays. I think it's very barbaric. It's 21st century. Memang tak tersangka lah that the government even finds it fit to see killing as a solution. How can convenience trump compassion? I tak faham. And on top of that, why we are marah sebab kerajaan tak ada pun buat any due diligence on preventive measures. So many NGOs are so willing to encourage TNBRM initiatives. And that in itself is the most effective long-lasting solution. Pemandulan. Tetapi instead of engaging with stakeholders to see how we can make that a policy, it's an immediate catch and kill decision, which is clearly a sign of failed governance, and it is abuse of authority. It is inhumane. Ini yang buat masyarakat marah sebab you belum lagi buat your due diligence for preventive measures. Terus you nak, Malaysia is not a animal killing country. We are compassionate. We are cuti-cuti Malaysia. We are warm. To even think that the masyarakat can accept these kinds of nonsensical decision is outrageous, which is why yesterday a lot of these good NGOs are all fighting against this killing. No matter what, the government has to understand, we will not rest, we will continue to fight. But what is important to understand is that Execute Awa bukan nak gaduh. We want to address things very strategically and systematically, which is why Execute Awa celebrates engagement. We want to uphold collaboration versus competition mentality. We want to make sure that the government understands that even though we are holding you accountable, we are also very inviting for solutions and engagement. It's whether or not you are willing to listen, whether or not you are willing to take responsibility on the matter, because right now I can promise you these are all my beautiful brothers and sisters. They consist of feeders, NGOs, rescuers, donors, fosterers, vets. They come from as far as Terengganu, Pahang, Perak, Melaka, Kluang, Johor, how can I forget Penasih? And they have come today to stand shoulder to shoulder with us to make a stand and make sure that our government understands that we are not going to trivialize animal welfare any more than we already have. Animal Welfare Act has been enacted since 2015. It's been 10 years. If I understand correctly from open sources, the statistics we got was that 463 reported cases to DBS in 2016. And the last 3 years, between 2021 to 2024, we already have 9,415 cases. Guys, something is wrong somewhere. And then suddenly, from us celebrating Negeri Sembilan being a no-kill state, tiba-tiba overnight dia U-turn, terus dia bunuh. Bukankah pembunuhan haiwan itu satu bentuk kekejaman haiwan? Yes. Is now then the Negeri Sembilan state now also considerably punishable by law for animal cruelty? Yes. So there's a thought. That's a thought that we cannot trivialize either. So I think enough of the bullying and the unreasonable I think government needs to stop insulting our intelligence. I think they really need to start understanding that we all are screaming compassion, kindness, but more importantly, humanity against animal cruelty. They need to start exercising integrity, transparency, and fairness in their governance, because right now this is failed governance. Okay, Kerajaan Malaysia gagal, DVS failed. So there needs to be not just dialogue. Ya, lepas dialogue kita bukan sembang-sembang je lah. Kita make sure kena ada continuity to ensure that there is end-to-end commitment to the cause.
Okay, just a very quick one. Just now you mentioned that it was the death of Copy that sparked you into this activism. Can you
Yes.
explain a second? Can you maybe tell us what NGOs have attended today?
Yes, of course.
And then
I'll
where are
be
they
so proud.
from?
Yes. Okay, guys, I want you all to know they can pick up on the sound. So sorry, yeah. So I'm the girl that went to Besut Terengganu with my dear friend Singli Pua from Cheras, okay? And we were the only two shock sendiri people at the gates of Besut District Council. And it was quite alarming to see them closing the gates on us, two Chinese girls just there wanting to engage with the Besut District Council, because I was there on a letter of demand from a Rajesh Nagarajan, animal rights lawyer, to basically ask that Besut District Council review the officer that pulled the trigger on Copy, okay, as well as to review the jenis napang yang digunakan. Because unfortunately for that officer, just a few months before that, Copy was sensationalized on TikTok for being a beautiful dog playing with kittens, and it won the hearts of many Malaysians. And then before you know it, 6 October, tiba-tiba dia gunned down, shot down barbarically at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. No accountability, and MP Besut has got the cheek, the shamelessness to say that sudah ikut SOP. And I praise Chong Zimin, MP Kampa Chong Zimin, for challenging this MP Besut for this ridiculous excuse. Because if I was there in Parliament, I would definitely say MP Besut sila bentangkan SOP. What is the SOP? Where is the transparency? Because right now, all we know, when you go on executeawa.com, you will also see all these animal-related incidences where there are so many reported bullying from the councils. They act like thugs and gangsters on the street. You know, and the way they are catching, their catch and cull operations, their SOPs clearly are questionable. So I think it's time to just take a step back, reassess what is going on to this country, because I can tell you, people are going to start fighting back. But Execute Awa doesn't want to fight. We want to work together because we have collaboration versus competition mentality. We want to encourage lawful enforcement. We want to encourage systemic change. We want to also understand it's not just treating the symptoms, but also the root cause of issues regarding animal welfare in Malaysia. So just to be clear, Execute Awa is of good spirits, okay? But we also value integrity in animal welfare ecosystem, and we will hold relevant parties accountable for the failed governance in Malaysia for animal welfare.
Okay, who are the NGOs
Now,
who attended?
very important, Johor, Pelindung, Nasir Abdul Aziz, better known as Papa of Strays, okay, made the distance. Encik Hamidi, Shah, Encik Shah, Fatin, Stray Animal Organisation Kasih, from Besut Terengganu, 20 hours drive, gila dia orang datang, but they came because they understood the necessity to ensure that they stood shoulder to shoulder to make sure Jawa ke dekat ke rain ke shine ke, we were wet, as you can see earlier, as you saw earlier,